Welcome to Cowboy Boys Podcast, Solo Mac Edition, episode 14. 14 weeks, and I've run out of guests for week 14. I have two people booked tentatively for the next weeks, but it just didn't work out this way for this week. I know I promised everyone listening out there that I was going to have 52 straight weeks of 52 unique new guests, and I am busy. I'm busy trying to save a dying podcast. It's not. I don't think it's dying, but it is, and you can help by going to patreon.com/cowboyboys and giving me $5 a month. Over a couple hundred hours of episodes, exclusive podcast episodes with all the guests you've had before. It's $5. It's if you like the show, if you're listening, I asked a bunch of you, and you said you would rather have an episode come out on time than for it to be delayed by a guest or whatever. So that's why you're getting a solo episode, because this thing's coming out on time. Tuesday morning. Let's see, what time is it right now? It's currently 12:41. Tuesday, January, February, March, April, May. It's May 7th. So I'm recording this. This is as fresh as it gets. I'm recording this almost 1 a.m. and then I will edit it, quote unquote edit, put it into, match up the audio and video for everyone who watches the video on Spotify and on YouTube. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed. Even if you don't give me $5 a month for the Patreon, as long as you subscribe and tune in every now and then, give me a like, give me a comment, I really appreciate you. But for everyone else who has an extra $5 a month, that is all I'm begging. I'm e-begging you. For $5 a month, you get to see me thrive in the New York, Brooklyn comedy scene and get some of the best. We've gotten some big gets, and we've gotten some really up and coming funny people. And look, I could have a guest on every single episode. There's a list of 20 people who people have asked me. They're like, "Hey, can I come on the podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get back to you." And it's like, it's just not going to work. Anyone who I have asked to be on the podcast, I think they're funny. I think their stand-up is funny. Their hanging out with them is funny. Talking to them is funny, and that's the only requirement. Is if you made me laugh, and I feel like I vibe. There's probably people out there who make me laugh who I never would want to ever hang out with. Probably like an Artie Lang. Seems like a nightmare to be around, at least back in the day. Absolutely hilarious. Like even like a Chris Farley would probably get tiring. I've just aged myself so much to all of our. I wonder how many. If you're a Zoomer, if you're under the age of 35 and you listen to this podcast, because that's what all Zoomers are. Leave a comment down below on whatever app you're listening to. Send me an email. Follow me at Dr. MacArthur on all social medias. Go to macarthur.xyz. It's my website. And you can click all the buttons and subscribe. But yeah, seriously, if you would like to keep listening to this and more, go to patreon.com/cowboyboys for $5 a month. Hey, you could donate $4, $3, $2, and you get nothing. But I get a couple of bucks and I'll buy a sandwich with it. But if you donate $5, you get access to all the extra video content, all the extra episodes that no one else. There's also a Discord. We have a community Discord. I'm thinking about opening that up for free. Maybe a $1 tier for all the people who are jumping ship. I'll tempt you with a $1 tier. I don't know. Comment down below. What do you think about that? But yeah, things have been busy for me. I've been looking for work, which is very fun. It's when you do the first big dive into like, oh, I'm going to do comedy. I don't care about my resume anymore. I don't care about my online, what is it, my digital footprint. And I still have cared a little bit, but now I'm like applying for jobs, and they're like, okay, well, where have you worked for the past 2 years? And I'm like, I've been self-employed at a podcast. And I'm like, all right, what's that podcast? I'm like, because I've been applying to tech jobs, video editing stuff, and on my resume it says Cowboy Boys, self-employed. Here's where I've been working, putting out episodes on time for all. I wish I could list every single member of the Patreon on my resume as a reference. Call all these people up. Let them know, ask them. Hey, if you're a high ranking person, if you got some clout, if you're out, I feel like I need to make a LinkedIn. That's gonna be oof. When I make a LinkedIn, it's gonna be a brutal day. Or maybe it'll be awesome. Maybe I'll really blow up on LinkedIn with all my posts about how I would like to blow up the building this is a free episode too, so they're probably, let's see, we're 5 minutes in and they're like, yeah, let's check out what his podcast is like. He's already talking about going postal. We should hire him. He's got a moxie. I like him. So I've noticed, applying for jobs and having that in the back of my mind, I'm like, how fast will they connect the dots to, oh, here's his social media. Oh, here's his posts. Here's his Instagram. Here's his Twitter. Let's just search up real quick what he has to say about Israel and Palestine. Let's just do a little quick search if he's ever said any slurs on Twitter. And so I'm like, I wonder how many. I would truly wish when you applied for a job, it was like a law where they have to tell you why they rejected you. So be like, hey, you just are not a fit for it. But it would be like, hey man, we looked at your Twitter, you're not getting a job. I'm like, shit. At least I know. Then it would make me feel better. So I've just been busy these past couple weeks applying for work because the Patreon is still my only job, and the podcast, which rules. Truly, thank you to everyone who tunes in, everyone who listens, everyone who is at your job right now, wasting an hour listening to someone else talk that isn't your boss, that isn't your coworker. Here's the thing about when I say coworker, I mean it derogatory. Because there's you don't call someone who you like at work your coworker, you call them your friend. No, that's my work friend. Your girlfriend has a work husband, has a work boyfriend. Just notice she's like, and sometimes I'm like, that's my coworker. It's like, why are you hanging out with your coworker at the bar? Oh, he's gay. He might be, but I don't know if I trust. So, yeah, but when I one of the things, I guess I see it in comedy still, because a lot of comedians are my coworkers, and I hate them. And they have bad. No one I've ever had on the podcast. Me personally. Some guests in season 1. Ooh, I did not vibe with them. And I really had to bite my tongue. Not anymore. You'll probably learn as the podcast goes along and they don't ever get invited back. But people I do invite back, I'm like, I'm cool with them. One of them might be in a week or two from season 1. But it's funny how you will have these coworkers, and it is demoralizing to be working whatever your welding job. It's funny because all of my references are like welding, working on an engine, machining. I've never really had an office job, but even I imagine the nightmare of being in your cubicle, and you know how when you're a kid, you can hear your different family members, the gait of their walk, like how, oh, that's dad. He's obviously stomping, walking around, hawking up a loogie, coughing, farting. Like you can hear your mom kind of like tainted, and your like your older brother who's up to stuff. He kind of has a ninja walk, but you can still hear it. And I can't even imagine the terror of learning certain coworkers' walks, and you hear them approaching, and you're like, oh shit, god damn it, he's gonna show me a Facebook video that is the most unfunny. It's gonna be a clip from SNL from the 80s Or was the 80s good? It's going to show me a clip from the mid 2000s that stinks. He's going to show me an obviously fake AI video with is it Indian or Arab laugh track, the snore yelling, those just awful Facebook coworker videos that they show you that are just fake, or the truly worst ones, I would guess, are the fake couple prank videos. They're like, check this out. This guy got caught in bed and the acting is the fakest thing you've ever seen. And they're your coworkers, so you have to be like, yeah, that's a good one. And he's like, no, watch the whole video. It gets better. And it's like, you look down and it's 20 minutes. It's a 20-minute video, and you're like, hey man, I gotta. And he's like, no, it gets good. And like, you're like, okay, your coworker, not your friend, not your work friends, not your work polycule that you love. You all go do weird stuff in the back room together. Not your. So I'm hoping my voice is just an hour of respite. I hope I'm using that word right. It's just an hour of sanctuary from your coworkers who you hate, who you don't want. And then sometimes you could be like, "Oh, sorry." They approach you, like point to your headphone, like I'm listening to my mom. She's calling me. Yeah, you know your mom. Oh, so just. But thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Can't believe I get to do this. Pretty much, I've been handed a very crazy opportunity, and I feel like I'm squandering it. As I see the fake fans leaving, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to get a real job. But yeah, I've been applying to like a lot of remote, a lot of tech, like tech support job. Like, hey, did you turn it on and off again? But every industry, it's so funny how everyone's reporting the economy is great, unemployment's only at 3%, and it's like everyone is just like, oh, I'm looking for a second, third job. It stinks. Yeah, they're just squeezing what little money we have left collectively out of, what is it, the stock market, the investors. Yeah, the stock market doesn't care. Do you guys play Helldivers? Anyone out there playing Helldivers? We got a little group in the Discord. You should join that. You paying attention to the Helldivers news, which I think is very fascinating. For anyone who doesn't know, Helldivers is a game that came out on PlayStation 5 and PC, and it's just Starship Troopers. You fight robots, you fight bugs. It was by a small company and turned out to be really fun. Published by Sony, a different company. A lot of game designers, for everyone who doesn't know, spend all their time designing a game, and then you have to publish your game. For any indie developers out there, you can self-publish on Steam. Doesn't mean anyone's going to see it. There's thousands of games on Steam. It's kind of like why comics get agents. You could be the greatest comedian ever, but if you don't have eyes on you, if you don't have someone getting you calling, putting in the footwork, that's my problem. I don't have a PR team. I don't know. I'm not cold calling. They also, agents and managers have like repertoire with these people, so they're already in. Their foot is already in the door. They're like, I got a new guy. But for Helldivers, this game came out. Everyone was loving it. It's a glitchy mess. They keep making the weapons worse, but it's a fun game. Despite all that, the community managers on their Discord are assholes and always saying the wrong things. That's just every HR person. Don't trust HR. They're there to defend the profits of the company. You and your coworkers who you like, you and your buddies, stand together. Nobody rats on nobody. Not even the guy you hate. Unless he really makes your job suck and you all say, yeah, he said some slurs and we don't like him. I don't condone lying, but I do condone not defending someone if you don't like them. But I don't know. He's not my friend. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Helldivers, indie game, accidentally blew up. Everyone was having fun despite its flaws. And then Sony was like, hey, by the way, PC players, which I've seen numbers as high as 95% of the people who play this game are on PC. I don't know if that's true. It's a majority, though. It's more than 50. It might be 95%, depending on how you calculate. Sony, which has the PlayStation 5, goes, hey, you have to actually register an account to keep playing this game, and you can't register an account in these countries, which we've already sold the game to. And the entire community, over the course of 72 hours, PC gaming community, was having a hissy fit, just slinging shit, being like, no, I don't want to connect an account. And the community managers on Discord were like, come on, guys, the game's fun. I need to keep my job. I have to protect the company. Just spend 120 seconds. And it's like, no, I don't want to sign up for a different thing. I don't want to. Imagine you are door dashing a sandwich, and you've been door dashing for years. It's been this way. It's set up, and then they're like, oh, you have to sign up for another account. We order the food, but then the car, you have to go through Uber, and you have to connect those accounts. And also, Uber's not good with data private. So it's like a whole thing. It's all these little inconveniences where people who have no souls, people who are weak, chinless, they're just like, come on, yeah, it's such an easy thing. It's the people who say it's actually, it takes 0 calories to not say anything mean. And it's like, you don't understand. I like being an asshole. It's fun. Trolling is fun. And this game it's fun, but there's a few problems with it. And then when you put one more problem on it, and it's forced, and the company, and it's from Sony, and they're like, hey, we don't care. You have to do it, or you can't play. And when a big company is like, fuck you, actually, we control it. So what happened, for anyone who doesn't know, is all the PC gamers went onto Steam and started reviewing the game negatively. And I think the game had like 150,000 positive reviews. And as I'm speaking now, it is like 500,000 negative reviews. And it's just a dislike button. It's just hey, anyone thinking about buying this game? This game has 1 star. Oh, you might want to look into that. And it's so funny thinking about how Netflix used to have a review button, and they got rid of it because of Amy Schumer's special, and everyone's like, this shit sucks, but you can't have all these people saying something sucks looks bad on the front page, because they're like, oh, well, we paid her to make this game, or not this special, so we're actually just going to take away your ability to. It's like YouTube taking away the dislike button. They don't want you to have a voice. They just want you to be like, we know better. But anyways, God bless Steam and Gabe Newell, and he's, yeah, whatever. So 450,000 people gave this, just causing a shitstorm. And PlayStation are like, we'll just play the game. And it's so funny. After 72 hours, even the Arrowhead Studios, the people who make the game are like, hey, I'm sorry, our hands are tied. And a lot of people are like, whatever. Fuck you, Sony. We're not playing. Your game is trash. We're not going to play it. You're not going to get any more money from us for your little microtransactions. We're negatively. We're going to start harassing and bullying you. And it's funny, because something happened that never happens. It worked because so many people were just it was day one. I was like, damn, 100,000 people went in and gave negative reviews. Then day 2 happened. I'm like, oh my God, 150,000. Then day 3 straight days where there was more and more shit piling on. And again, this is just tweets, negative reviews, people saying your company sucks. Nothing actively harming. No one showing up to your company. No one doing, just knowing that there's a giant murmur online of people being like, your company is ass and we hate you. We hate you so much was enough to finally, because it's like, you have a hit on your hands. Just don't touch it and keep making money. but some executive was probably like, no, we need to integrate this option because it'll bump up the numbers on the account and it'll make it look good. After like 72 hours, Sony finally tweeted, they're like, we've heard you. We're sorry. We're not moving forward with this. We're backtracking. And it was very corporate. We're trying to learn from the community. They're going to do something in a couple months or whatever. But it was a glimmer of hope, which I rarely get to see anymore, where if enough people are annoying and bully and cause enough shit and be like, no, we're not, well, you don't get our money. We're going to make this, we're going to cause a big stink and whatever. Sony's a $1 billion corporation. This is just a drop in the bucket, but it started spreading probably to other stuff and people were hearing about it, probably DMs, and that affects people. And there's a collective psyche, which is it gave me a little bit of hope again, where I'm like, oh, if enough people harass and bully a corporation, a politician, your boss, your coworker you hate, if you are a bunch of kids and you give your parents enough shit, there is a breaking point for everyone where it's just like the headache's not worth it. We want to keep making money. We'll do it in a less evil way. So shout out to everyone who is being annoying and harassing people to get for good. It's funny because it wasn't even that big of a deal. I agree. It's not that big of a deal. But fuck you. You don't get to be like, well, we're doing it. It's like, no, I don't care that it's not a big deal. The fact is you're doing a thing I don't like. It doesn't matter that it's going to add 2 minutes. I don't like you. Leave me alone. I wonder how many like not millions. I wonder how many hundreds of dollars I have in like weird 401ks or like retirement accounts or stuff. I hate doing my taxes. That's part of why I'm looking for a job right now. Is I got some mean letters and I just click next on TurboTax. I'm just like, get me out of this shit. So shout out to everyone who was mean and harassing Sony. We should all take a lesson from that. If you want change on this podcast, you let me know. You guys team up together and you guide this ship where you want it. So that was really inspiring. Another very inspiring thing that happened today this weekend is the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef. I didn't know they were beefing. I mean, I knew, but I'm like, I don't know why it started. I still don't know. And seeing the internet turn on Drake, everyone knows I'm a big Kanye guy. I like Kanye. Kendrick is Good Kid, Good Kid, Mad City, great album. I didn't have a dog in this fight. Don't care. Like whatever. People obviously like who they like, but seeing everyone finally turn on Drake. Drake has been corny forever, which is fine. He makes pop music. He makes pop music for young sluts in the club to pop their dicks and pussies to the beat. It makes stupid music and it's catchy and whatever. It doesn't speak to me. It's not funny. It's not clever. It doesn't hype me up. Except for I like Hotline Bling. That's a bop. When the Hotline Bling, ding ding, something thing. That's the only Drake song I could name. First name greatest, last name pedophile. So it's so funny that Drake is just this dumb, goofy, fake actor, rapper from Toronto, Canadian. He couldn't be mean if he wanted to. He's got so much against him. Whatever. I don't go to concert. It doesn't affect me. I don't listen to his music. Then you have Kendrick Lamar, who's this really like poetic, almost like, I don't know who you would compare. And I'm not a big rap guy, so I'm talking on my ass, but I'm Just I gotta fill in the time with. So Kendrick, from my perspective, is he's what like educated college white people listen to. White people who like to go to jazz clubs. Because I have a lot of black friends now that I live in New York who I see are like, Kendrick is also corny, and from their perspective, and it's kind of like it's very evident when you start watching who is speaking and taking sides and doing all these breakdowns, because Kendrick has like a lot of like, oh, you listen to NPR, you went to college, you have a nice job, and you have to pay off your student loans. Those are the people breaking down Kendrick, this is why it's so funny, because you have a genius level writer writing immaculate, like just devastating blows. And then you have Drake, who's just a phony, goofy actor guy who's like, well, you're a bitch and you're gay, you gay bitch. And it's very refreshing to see everyone turn on Drake being like, damn, he is corny. Because I've been saying it forever. There's this old video you should all Google. Maybe I'll put it in. I could probably put it in the middle of this, maybe at the end of this. I don't know if I'd probably get demonetized or copy struck. But you should all look up on YouTube Drake tuna sandwich. And I love this video. It's 14 years old, and it's Drake, young Drake, when he's on Degrassi or whatever. And his mom's Jewish, his dad black. That's why he looks mixed. His mom is bringing in all these groceries into their nice upper class suburban house, and Drake's like, "Hey, did you get my sandwich? Did you bring my sandwich?" Just being like a hungry little boy. He's a growing boy. Oh, he's hungry. And she goes, "Oh, I didn't get your sandwich. I got you a different sandwich, but I don't. Can you see? I'm in a rush." And Drake does. And this is when I lost all respect for him. I'd never even listened to his music, and I saw this video of him because someone's like, check this shit out, and I'm like, and Drake just does, "You didn't get my sandwich," in the bitchiest beta. If I was married to Drake's mom and I heard my teenage son giving some sass, I'd perk up. "You didn't get my sandwich." I'd look over the couch where I'm sitting. I'm like, dude, you better not give her any say. You better not give the woman I love, because when it comes to your children, and I don't know yet. I've never had kids that I know of. When it comes to the way you love your children and the way you love your spouse, biologically, you're programmed to love your children, and also you probably like some of them. They're probably cool. You get to influence them to be more like you, so you can like them. Yeah, if you have a kid you don't like, whose fault is that? Try harder. You're an adult. Manipulate them into being your best friend. I remember my dad would do that all the time. He'd be like, "You want to go see Star Wars?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." Like, she just got me into all the reason I am the way I am into conspiracies and sci-fi, and is because my dad, from before I started forming memories, would just show me weird, goofy stuff. He's listening to like Coast to Coast AM. Conspiracy radio. He would take me to like sci-fi movies. He told me a story where he said when I was 4 years old, he took me to go in theaters to see the movie Alive, which is about the Chilean soccer team crashing in the mountains and then they're all eating each other. I've never watched the movie. I don't remember. I'm going to go find it. This just reminded me, because I have a really bad memory of just my childhood. And he says, I took you to the movie and you sat and we're fine. And you just sat and watched the movie and loved it and had a great time. And I'm like, interesting. I wonder if I would have a psychotic breakthrough if I watched it as an adult. I'm like, oh, this is why I'm all messed up. Because you took me to see a movie of people eating each other alive in the mountains when I was 4. But thank you, Dad. Shout out my dad. But so I think when it comes to, if I have to choose between the woman I love and my children, in my mind, in my logical thinking mind, I'm like, one, I'm biologically I love them. But there's only one, my wife. And I've made a decision that this is the person I want to have kids with. And not only is there only one of her, I can make more kids with her. So if any of you mess up, I don't care. There's more. There's what is that called? I have backup plans. That's why you have multiple kids. You don't have one kid. Having one kid is weird. And you have multiple. That way, if two of them mess up, there's still one that you're like, okay, at least we got that one good. But then she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't get it. She's so nice. Drake's mom is so nice in this video. And he's being such a whiny bitch. It activates a part of my dad brain that maybe I do have kids out there where it activates a part of my dad brain where I'm like, oh, I have to hit him. I have to run up and be like, apologize to your mother right now, and I'm still gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna punch you. Also, how about this? You shouldn't hit kids, but when they become teenagers to adults, I think it's back on. How about that for a take? How about when your son is when after he's gone through puberty and kind of gone through a growth spurt and muscled up, it's on. The time for words are over. Now you're gonna learn. But then his mom asks, hey, can you help me like take the grocery? And he walks away. He does the biggest bitch move, walks away, tries to do like whatever. And I'm like, I hate you, Drake. I hate you. I'm never listening to your music except for Hotline Bling. You're so corny. You're such a weak, sniveling, spoiled brat. And me watching that video, it is funny. It is funny seeing someone be a little bitch. And his sweet mom. And I would, if I was there, if I was Mrs. Graham, is that his Aubrey Graham? If I was Mrs. Graham, I would have stood up from the couch and gotten in his face and put the fear of God in him. Like, not only is she going to eat her sandwich and your sandwich in front of you, and you're going to watch, you're then going to put all the groceries away and she's going to watch. And then you're going to like, I'm going to fucking beat your ass. But that's sorry, ladies, get you a man who would. Get you a husband, a stepdad who would beat your children. Nah, that's probably beat your adult children for you. There's no honor. There's no honor in beating a child. Sorry. Ladies, find you a man who would really scare you. Like, hey, you don't step out of line. Maybe keep yourself in line too. I think that's a good relationship, is you both push each other out of line and keep each other in line too. What do I know? I've been single forever. I just messed up a possible relationship lately. I didn't like it. So, yeah, I love Drake getting clowned on. I love all. And here's the thing about it too. There was remember when everyone was talking about trans athletes in women's sports? That pops up every now and then as a hot topic. And should we not? I have my opinions, but then someone had a great point, and they go, these people only care about women's sports when this controversy pops up. You don't even care about women's sports, so why are you pretending you care about this topic? You care about this topic more than you care about women's sports. And it was like, you know what? You're right. I don't care. I'm leaving. I don't even have a dog in this race. Whatever. You guys solve it. I don't watch ladies sports. I don't care. It is fun to watch. I like watching people argue. I like seeing the debate, coming up with my own thinking, like, you know what, man, so that's how I kind of feel about the Kendrick Drake thing. I hate Drake, but I'm like, I like listening to Kendrick. I've listened to each song like once. And I'm like, he got his ass. That's fun. It's something to do. It's something fun to watch. And so, but yeah, it's a bunch of like very educated, real poetic people dunking on retarded pop fans who just want to grind up on each other in the club. Also, calling someone a pedophile. in a rap beef is so funny. That's I don't know how he's gonna have, like, how he has to come back from this. Drake literally has to go old school 90s rap beef and kill Kendrick to win. It's over. He got insulted so many times, and it's funny seeing all the Drake fans be like, no, this one's actually, it's like, no, dog, it's over. It's over for you. This is, and it makes me laugh. So that's my whole, those are my thoughts about that. I hope it keeps going back and forth, because I like listening to a new song every now and then. I've also had BBL Drizzy stuck in my head for the past 70. That's a BBL Drizzy. That Metro Boomin it's so funny for him to come up with a beat and then be like, whoever wants to rap on it. And I even saw some Japanese rappers rapping on it in Japanese, dissing Drake worldwide. He's getting dunked on, which is so fun. He's got $1 billion, whatever. Drake will be fine, or he'll get. They probably put him on secret prison arrest like they do with all rich people, and they'd be like, "Hey, we have to use you. You're now a CIA asset, or we kill you, or we lock you in prison. Like, we got you. We know what you've done. You're crying. So you're in secret. You get to still be rich and famous. You still get to pretend, but we're taking all your money, and you get to live a really decent lifestyle. But now, if you do a concert in Brazil, and we need you to assassinate the president, we're going to send in our SEAL team on your plane, and you're going to be like, that's probably how a lot of that stuff works up at the top levels. But that's another discussion for another time, I'm guessing. What else has happened in the news? Oh, the Met Gala is tonight. Who gives a shit? A bunch of goofy ass dresses, people dressing up. That's in the New York news, and it's funny seeing people. What is the Met? What did they do there? What is a gala? Is there an event? It's not an award show. Do they just all show up and drink a couple champagnes, a couple of adrenochrome shots, and then get out of there? Is it like Is it like a reactivate your secret club membership for billionaires and rich people, for the elites? I'm looking it up on Wikipedia right now because I'm like, what is it? Met Ball, formerly called the Costume Institute Gala, or the Costume Institute okay, it's a benefit to raise money for the museum, probably the most overpriced museum. No, the Met is not overpriced. The MoMA is overpriced, and the Guggenheim really sucks. The Met, if you live in New York, if you have a New York address, if you ever come to New York and you want me to take you to the Met, I'll ditch out early, but because if you have a New York address, I can get into the Met for $1 as opposed to like 20 or 50 or whatever they charge. Fun little fact, a little trick. And I'll be like, here's my New York driver's license. I would like to donate $5 for me and my 4 friends. Please give me 5 $1 tickets. And they're like, all right, enjoy, which is pretty sick. A lot of the museums in New York, fantastic first date activity. If you have a lady you're trying to impress who likes to listen to Kendrick Lamar, and you're like, oh, this fucking bitch is smart. What if we go look at history bullshit? And I can be like, oh, this painting makes me feel respectfully horny. Like, no, not like that. Like third date horny. Like, I know this is our first, and we just met each other. I don't know what you want. Please. The Met Gala's going on. A bunch of sexy ladies wearing horrible dresses that just look like garbage. It's funny seeing guys, because if you're a straight guy, you're like, oh, I guess I gotta wear a black tuxedo. Gay guys, they get to kind of peacock out, which is nice. I have a theory on clothes and who looks good in everything. And some of the things, if they're obviously skinny anorexic people, and that's why everyone chooses them for models, tall, skinny anorexic people, no matter what you wear, looks good on you. If you're a black guy, black guys actually can pull off a lot of fits that the exact same stature and weight and build of a white guy or even a Latino guy could not. It'd be like, you just don't have that swag. Sorry. I was thinking, so you got anorexic people, black guys. I do think gay guys can pull off a lot of fantastic looks, a lot of fantastic fits. I don't know what they do have some swag. That's what it is. And I don't know enough about women's fashion, I guess. Who are the most fashionable ladies racially and ergonomically, socially? Sorry to say a bunch of things to make myself not seem like a phrenologist. Buzzing up my calipers to measure your kneecap size to see if you'll look good in a dress. Yeah, I don't. It truly, some of the outfits just look like straight up you rolled up a empty plastic garbage bag and like, look, I'm so elegant. I'm like, yeah, I guess you could. Beautiful people. I think if you're absolutely beautiful, you can get away with wearing trash, and they do. They wear garbage, and that's fashion, and it's whatever. It's not for me. I don't have the mental fortitude to. When I wake up in the morning, I don't have. I'm like, where the hell is my Adidas shorts? I want to die because every morning I wake up, I'm the most miserable person you ever met. I don't know. Maybe I need a CPAP machine. I need someone to inject dopamine straight into my brain 15 minutes before I wake up. Oh, my sleep schedule's been awful. Been falling asleep at 6 in the morning, waking up at 2 p.m. and also 2 a.m. a bunch. Been taking alcohol to try and force myself to fall asleep early. Been taking sleep water, which has stopped working. It has like melatonin, 5-HTP. I've been trying to wake up. It's sleep schedule. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna put me in an early grave and whatever. That's my lot in life. But another thing that happened. Did you see Keven Spacey's back? Speaking of creepy celebrity happenings, Keven Spacey has returned. He's been back on Twitter and uploading videos every now and then, but I think yesterday or today he was like bitching. He's like, hey, you know what? It's kind of unfair that I'm not getting any roles. I'm just gonna say it's. Hollywood should be rolling out the red carpet and giving me a thing, and whether or not you think he did anything, guilty, innocent, I'm not here to judge. But when that kind of stuff happens, this is why I think Drake might not make a comeback. Is there was a lot of mysterious deaths around Keven Spacey, a lot of allegations around. I think you can come back from allegations. I don't think you can come back from multiple mysterious deaths, shady, questionable happenings of people disappearing and ending up dead around that one people, because that one, Hollywood's full of creeps, music industry's full of creeps, and creeps will work with, yeah, I'm also a creep, let's work together, whatever, we don't care. But when you start killing people allegedly, if there was a comedian who, let's say 2 of his openers have died under odd circumstances, and someone's like, hey, do you want to open for me? I'll be like, let me get back to you on that. So Keven Spacey, can someone send him this podcast episode? I would love. You're a great actor, love all your work. Don't know anything about your personal life. I think you're very funny in some of the choices you make, your yearly Christmas videos that are psychotic that you upload. Big fan. But that's why people are not working with you. It's why I feel like that's why Hillary Clinton didn't get elected a little bit. Is people are like, so if I vote for her, how many how many does she know my address, or does she it's when people start dying, I feel like people get really protective about their lives, their livingness, their alivitude, their being aliveness. People get weird about, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna go over here. I actually don't need to risk anything. Although I would fly on a Boeing plane right now if I had to travel, and tickets are cheaper. Do you when you're booking a plane, does it tell you what the plane is? Is there a flash sale on Boeing planes right now? Can I get some sweet? Are the door seats super cheap? Because that's like obviously a roll in the dice, but come on, it's not gonna happen to me. And if it does, a plane crash would be kind of cool way to go out. I need to travel more. Maybe I need to call that hypothetical comic back and start opening for him. Start playing around with my life more. Yeah, the Boeing thing. There's a t-shirt idea I'm trying to make. Also, if you would like to support, if you would like some merch, here's an ad read right in the middle or near the end of the podcast, is go to cowboyboys.store. Or you could just go to cowboyboys.rodeo. These are all websites you can go to on your phone right now while you're listening, or on your computer, or on your work computer. And you can buy some of my merch I've designed at cowboyboys.store. I got a lot of cool eco-terrorism shirts that I like, some weird shirts. There's a new shirt I will tease because I don't know how, I don't have the wording right, and I really want to make it. It's too many words. And if you think you would buy it with this many words and it was ugly design, let me know. Don't steal my shirt. I'm poor. Unless you have less money than me, then I'll be angry, but I'll get it. Cowboyboys.store. Go buy some merch. Thank you. The shirt idea I have is, please do not ask me about my water-powered vehicle, information I have that will lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton, or my insider knowledge on the internal workings of Boeing's plane manufacturing standards. Too many words, but I really like that shirt idea. Just a bunch of, hey, please do not ask me about these 3 things. I'm tired of talking about my water-powered car, tired of talking about Hillary Clinton's email servers, and definitely do not ask me about what I know about Boeing, and please don't ask me to whistleblow on them on how many corners they've been cutting. But also, if enough people start making us think about it, I bet Boeing would shape up pretty quickly. But then you have people like me. Oh, I just caught myself. I'm like, I'm looking for a cheap flight. But that's why for every person like me, there needs to be 2 or 3 people being like, hey, that's not right. I like to fly safely. That's why I encourage more people to just, you don't even have to use your real name like I do on Twitter or social media. I think it gives you a little more power, a little more weight, but you should, I don't understand. Maybe, I mean, if you don't do any social media, good for you. But how did you find this? How did you discover this podcast? Everyone should have like a stupid Twitter and all, like a phony Twitter that can't be, and just tweet your most heinous. Don't use your real name. Don't attach it to any real email. Don't have no way. The government will already know who you are. Twitter will, but no one else will. The government knows everything. All the weird sites you go to, they just can't do anything about it, because then everyone would know if they start trying to blackmail you. Be like, how did you get that? What did you do? That would be a big problem for them. But everyone should be create an alt account on TikTok, especially. Here's something I've been doing. This might get me in trouble. but I've already been doing it on TikTok. There was the celebrity roast of Tom Brady. On every time I see a video of Jeff Ross, I just comment. I just do an innocuous comment, and I just say, "Man, those allegations sure disappeared pretty quickly." And I move on. I love being in the comment section of Twitter and Instagram and all these places and just leaving comments. Like, love using my I get a little happiness every time I see people getting angry at my comments, at my little troll. It's so fun because it's so hard to make a big splash. So make thousands of little splashes. I'm encouraging all of you to go out and just say, and here's the thing, don't put any skin in the game. Say you get in an argument. Oh, I actually said something stupid and they actually got me on that. Don't reply back. Move on. You're anonymous. Who cares? They'll quickly, if you don't reply to someone, they're going to forget within 15 minutes and it doesn't matter. I think I've said like one or two things. Oh, there was one thing on TikTok recently where a guy got it was an engine block tattoo, and I'm just in troll mode. I'm saying weird things, nice things, mean things, and he had an engine block tattoo that had the numbers, the order of the torque that you do on the engine, and so I was just like, that's such a dumb tattoo. I just use my brain to remember what the order is, and I called him a dumbass or something, and he responded, and he's like, yeah, man, I just don't have two brain cells to rub together. So what? And he killed me. He killed me with kindness, and I apologized immediately. I'm like, oh fuck, because I looked at his account and he had like 50 followers. He was just uploading him and working on his dirt bikes and his car engine. I'm like, wow, damn, I got caught up, but I apologized when I needed to. And I'm like, hey man, I was just, you're cool, whatever, and moved on. He didn't even reply to my apology because he doesn't care. He's loving life. But say you're trapped, you're at work, you're on lunch break, send a fun little comment out, get the water stirring, tweet at Sony, be like, hey, I hate your company. By the way, find a politician and be like, nuh-uh. Go out there and be like, man, Drake is a pedophile. It's very fun. I think it's cathartic. I think it's cathartic to put that stuff out in the world. You're just to release your evil, to even practice saying something funny. You're going to bomb a lot, but whatever. That's what we're all, it doesn't matter. You'll all be dead in 100 years. Oh, Keven Spacey also did endorse RFK Jr., presidential candidate, and I was like, shit. Keven Spacey just needs some friends. Keven Spacey, if you're listening to this, please come on. Please email me, DM me. I would love to interview you on Cowboy Boys. Please do not look into my tweets that I've tweeted about you. That was the old me. I was just being funny. I was just saying mean things. But I would love to interview you. Pick your brain. Figure out what's next. Maybe get the ball rolling. Get some hype behind you. Maybe it'll be so fun. He'll become a permanent fixture to the podcast. Now, what if I die? What if I mysteriously die? I had a good run. That would be funny. That is so sick that... No, it's not sick, but it's so funny that he endorsed RFK, and it's just like... Because every now and then you'll be a politician, and I think like the Ku Klux Klan was endorsing Biden, the last, not Trump, and everyone's like, "Oh, why could you guys shut up?" RFK, if it's any help, I'm not going to take a stance for or against. Just because I know I'm controversial, and I want you to have whatever your run is at the presidency. And I'm leaving it at that. What else happened? Then we're at the end of the podcast. This hour flew by. I once again remind you, I'm pleading with you, begging for you. If you listen to this hour and you're at a job and you got paid $7. You got paid federal minimum wage. Sign up for the Patreon. Patreon.com/cowboyboys. Give me $5 of those dollars, because that's once a month. That's one. And I know you make more than that. If you're listening to this podcast at a minimum wage job, that's crazy. I salute you. You're in the trenches. You should be stealing this podcast. Oh, this episode's free though. So whatever. You got this one for free. Think about that. I give you 4 to 5 free hours. You're stealing from me. Now that we talk about it, you're getting, think about that. If you make minimum wage and listen to this podcast at your work, I'm giving you, this is minimum. I know most of you make a lot more than that. You're making at least $15, $20, $30 an hour. If you listen to 5 free episodes, 4 episodes, let's go minute. Let's round down to help your argument out. You listen to 4 free episodes a month at minimum wage. You are getting basically, let's see, 7, 14, 24, $25 of free content. No, wait. It would only be $5 because you got for $5 on the Patreon. You got 5. Shit. Okay, so it's a wash, I guess. Sorry, I tried to do math there, and then I caught myself. And I'm willing to admit what the pricing structure is. I'm completely transparent with what I'm up to. And I will be asking Diego to do another special Latino heat for the Patreon. If you're a fan of Latino heat, there's going to be a lot more on the Patreon. Please subscribe. It's only $5. It really helps me out. It allows me to do this. It allows me to produce content. I am still working on my stand-up video. It's really bad and embarrassing, but I feel like only the real fans are still here. So I will upload it under the clause and be like, hey, this set I wrote in 2 days and then performed it a day later, and I'm super rusty. So I'm going to be uploading that, my stand-up. And yeah, seriously, thank you to everyone. Please buy some shirts, more shirts on the way. If my shirt guy messages me back about the one shirt he's working on, or if you're a artist and you would like to, if you think you're fairly confident in drawing Bigfoot, hit me up. Let's talk. I would like to buy some art. That's a second shirt. That's a different shirt in the pipeline. I got 2 conspiracy shirts going on right now that I'm working on. But yeah, thank you to everyone. Even if you just listen to these free episodes, thank you so much. I can't believe I get to do this, or for the moment, even 1 year from now, when I'm dead and the podcast is dead, or maybe I'll hand it off to, if I'm in a hospital bed, I will probably give the podcast to someone to keep it going, like Devo, the band Devo. It's like all kids now doing the music. Yeah, hit me up. Let me know what you think. Write in the comment. Troll me in the comments. Try and hurt my feelings. How about that? See if you get a nasty response from me. Be like, if you can actually really steam my hams and get me, ooh, I will applaud you. If you can actually get me to respond hatefully back, it can be done, but I don't think you have it in your hearts. But thank you for all for listening. Like I said, all the links, appreciate all the help, appreciate you listening. More guests coming soon. I'm still going to do 52. This is just a delay of game. There's still the goal is to have 52 original. We've had 13 original New York stand-up comics. Oh, what is that? 52 minus 13. Oh, I have to do simple math. Carry the fucking 52. What is that? 40. It's so late. I'm so lazy. I'm just gonna admit defeat and look it up on my calculator. Man, I'm so stupid. 39. I was thinking 42, 41. No, I was doing it backwards. 39. I gotta do 39 more guests. I gotta meet. It's probably more like 30. Actually, I probably have to meet like 20 new people. Now that I think about it, I have a list of people I've been hitting up, but some good guests coming up. Please, if the Discord link is in The Patreon, if you need it. How about this? If you message me nicely and ask for the Discord link and give me a good excuse why you're not a Patreon member, or maybe you haven't been able to find it, I'm easy to get a hold of. I'll give it to you. I'll invite you in. But you got to start you got to start talking to people in there. Thank you for listening to this episode, though. I hope you all keep listening to Kanye West. I don't really care about Kendrick's cool. Drake sucks. Helldivers is fun. Free Palestine. Jerry Seinfeld's new movie I heard sucks, but you all know it did. What else? That's been an hour. I love you. Until next episode. Bye bye. Yeehaw.